Yo, 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 what's poppin', everyone? This is your boy, Dash the King, and we back yet again with another episode of the King Talk TV podcast. I have a special guest again today, my man Abdul, all the way from South Africa. He was on just a few episodes ago, but we're going to bring him on again just to have a conversation about fitness and spirituality, how those two go hand in hand. And Abdul is a practicing Muslim. I am a devout Christian, and we're going to discuss how our beliefs influence our spirituality and our fitness level, fitness experience, how it influences our fitness experience. So if you're interested in this, please watch all the way to the end, or at least watch some of it, and that would be great. If you're watching this live on Instagram, let me know who you are, where you're from, so I can give you a shout out throughout the show. Shout out to my homie Edgar. Good morning, bro. Man, I miss you, man. I haven't seen you since the last competition, but hopefully we get to kick it again soon, man. God bless you. But yeah, man, if you just joining, watching this on IG, leave your comment below, ask a question, dialogue. Let's dialogue off each other. If you're watching this on YouTube, give your boy a like, consider subscribing. Also, leave a comment in the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. So right now, we're just waiting on Abdul to join. Once he joins, we're going to have hopefully a fruitful discussion that will be beneficial to anyone and everyone who comes across this all over the world. My
What's
man,
happening, B? Hey, my brother.
what's going on with you, dog?
Oh, man, oh, great, brother, man. Hey, good to see you. It's been a while.
Hey,
Missing
man.
you this time.
Yeah, it's been
Yeah,
yeah, man. Yeah, and you just got off a podcast, right?
yeah. I was a bit tied up with that podcast earlier. I was trying to help someone out, promote their new content and stuff. A great friend and also someone who has a good heart. So I said, let's just help her out a bit before I get on this main podcast with you and do our best, man. So sorry for the delay. If it was any.
No need to apologize, Abdul, man. You a busy man. You got a lot of stuff to
No,
do,
man.
bro. So
No, I'm good. I'm here full time, so I'm here for you. We're all together. We be like this
right,
for life.
man. Right,
Yeah.
man. Right, man. What did you and your guests discuss, bro? I heard something about spirituality and things like that. What's going on with that?
Yeah, she's basically, her background is in neurolinguistics and life coaching. So we basically spoke about different types of meditation. So like things that take you off alignment, things that put you in alignment. Because she's very spiritualistic and I'm deep, eh? So, like all the time. So that's why she's always like going deep into those topics. So I had to bring her on because we have many people in that range that need guidance. So I felt like she would be the ideal person that could give this, different part of the topic, because I cover things like that, but not much in that context, so she was specially created that. I mean, that's a career. Yeah.
Cool,
Point.
man. Cool. Spirituality
Yeah.
and fitness, I believe, they go hand in hand. You know what I'm saying? It seems like it's almost like fitness sometimes brings out the spiritual in you. You know what I mean? You ever been on a jog and you just start to look around and start to think like, wow, like look at all what God did. Look at the nature and atmosphere, and it just makes you naturally just want to be spiritual. So talk about a spiritual moment that you had, man, when you were exercising, and what happened in that spiritual situation while you was working out, if that ever happened to you, if that ever happened.
Yeah. Well, I think like you said, spirituality is the baseline of any success, material success, life success, anything you can. And on the podcast with Brother Jeff that day, we had an awesome podcast too. We spoke about like the baseline of spirituality in terms of basically success of like life. Yeah, we spoke about that. And she basically spoke about the spirituality in terms of gratification. So the two different aspects we spoke about that we've covered. But for me in general, my biggest spiritual moment was when, like I could say, while I was running my 30K. I think that's when when I felt like, all the odds are against me. I'm injured. I can't get through this moment. And the only thing I have left is like, God on my side. So I had to depend on God for getting through that. So I'm like, I'm injured at 25 kilometers. And the only thing I have left is just to say, God, give me this energy to push through this last, 10 kilometers just to get through it. And I'm like, my mind is, I'm blocked out. I'm like, hey man, this is bad. I'm moving in 30 minutes per mile. My legs are jacked. Hamstring is gone. Calf is gone. I'm like, what the hell? But, God's blessings are great. So I felt that within my soul and saying, man, you can't quit, man, because you're worth more than the actual moment that you're going through. Because if you quit now, you're losing the moment and you're just defeating yourself. But if you win, you're actually proving the Spirit of God is stronger than you actually thought it was. So that was my deepest moment where I had like connection with God and Allah, and I had to fight through that. And that's why I felt like I was the blessings of it,
Nice, man. And what's crazy is sort of the same thing happened to me. I wasn't doing a 4K or whatever, but when I'm sparring, right, and I'm really, really tired. You know what I mean? I'm out of it. It's always something like extra that just gives you more energy. You know what I mean? Maybe that's God. Maybe that's my ego. Maybe it's something else.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
we always seem to get to this state where it's just like, okay, boom, this is the extra push that I needed to get me through the finish line, And I would like to contribute that to God, you know what I mean? And I'm sure, and you would too. So yeah, man, that's good. So like when you're exercising, man, what all goes through your mind? Like, is it a meditation thing for you? Do you use it to relieve your stress? Do you use it to I don't know, just overall just be better? Like what is the main purpose of exercising for you, bro?
Yeah. Mr. Dales. First of all, I just want to say welcome back from your recovery, man. I know you've been through some tough time lately. So thank God you're back safely, and having you back I'm happy for that, man. Thank God. And also, you've just been through a spiritual state yourself, so I feel like you've been in a battle, and you are coming back stronger than you were before. So heads up to that, man. And with regards to the question now that you also spoke about, for me, that I think the biggest thing for me when I train, it is stress relief, but it's mostly conquering demons. I'm conquering demons one by one while I'm training, because when I'm running, especially, I'm like conquering the demon of guilt, the demon of like failure, the demon of not being able to do things, or even haters. I'm conquering haters one by one, because every kilometer is one hater for me. So 1, 2, 3, let's bang out all of them. So when I'm done, I'm getting this like bag of dopamine and bag of like greatness that says, okay, you know what? They can't beat you. They can't hurt you, because you've done something that's harder than that challenge.
Yeah.
So it's basically stress relief and overcoming challenges overall. Like if you want to put it in a nutshell.
I like how you use the kilometers as a hater. You know what I mean? Because I sort of think about it the same way. Like, I don't have too many real physical enemies, you know what I mean? But I do have, there are a lot of intangible enemies. The saying there's negative thoughts to your mind,
those are
to yourself. You know, I mean, that's the enemy.
Yeah. They're not physical, even me. We talk about like, the intangible ones for both of us,
And how you use the rep as an enemy or as a hater, and that's similar to how I look at it too, man. Like each mile is like it says in the Bible that with a little bit of faith you can move mountains. You know what I mean? But just a little bit of faith.
Yeah.
So each mile, each obstacle, each thing that you have to go through is a mountain. You know what I'm saying? Your 5K or whatever was a mountain, and your faith is what moved that mountain out of your way so you can keep going. You know what I mean? What do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, the faith is the biggest thing of all. I mean, like faith leads to all other stuff. Faith is like the foundation to that. Faith is spirituality. Faith is, the being having gratitude. We also spoke about that on the also other podcast. So
Mm-hmm.
those baselines of having a positive attitude and who you are as a person is what's going to make you succeed in all the other factors of moving the mountain. Because you can't move the mountain with a bad attitude, you know. I
Right.
mean, the mountain's going to crush me if I have a bad attitude. So we have
Yeah.
people like that who have bad attitudes, and they eventually try to overcome things, but they're like, no, man, I can't get through this, but I'm smart as hell. Like, you are smart, but you don't have the attitude that is sufficient enough for achieving what you want. So people like that. But for me, it's all about the faith of believing in God and believing in what I do. So I feel like on days when I slack, I don't like feel like doing anything. I feel like those are my worst days because those are days the product won't be good or the result won't be enough. But if you basically do things with a good intention and faith fully, you will achieve that result in the end. So well, like I always tell my mom. Mom always cooks, so I'm like, Mom, whenever you put your love into the food, it tastes so nice, you know. So with all the moms out there, and respect to them, whenever they put love into things and passion, it comes out beautiful. So like the same thing with us, it's the same thing. So that's my concept for it, man. I mean, we're trying.
I,
Yeah.
I like that, man. The analogy of the mothers putting love into the food. And you're right, it makes it so much better. So when we apply that concept to everything else in our life, put love into our workouts,
Yeah.
love into our prayers, love into our relationships, love into everything that we experience, it's going to make everything better all around when we put love and faith, love and faith. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
and like you said about the attitude, man, I like that as well. You can be the smartest person in the world, smartest man in the world, but if you don't have the right attitude, if you don't believe that you're smart, if you don't have the faith that you can apply your intelligence to to move these things to accomplish your goals, then you're never going to do it, right?
Exactly. Yeah. For me, that's true. I mean, like you mentioned, it's that's the foundation
Right.
of the
It's
success.
yeah.
Yeah, but like fitness, like when I spoke to our brother Jeff, I mean that day we spoke about something amazing. We also said that the fitness is like the central part of the success. I mean, you can't go for fitness before you have a good attitude.
Yeah.
You need to have the good attitude and then go for the fitness after. So I was like, we have to teach people how to accumulate it slowly. Because I mean, we aren't perfect. I mean, I slack sometimes. We use slack. We all have this
Yeah, I
days that we
definitely
don't feel
do.
like doing them.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I procrastinate. I'm a big procrastinator, to be honest.
Yeah.
So those two things, procrastination and sleep, are the things I'm kind of dealing with. But I know that in the future, with this positive attitude, I will get better. So that's what will influence our fans and people around the world, is that we are being authentic. I'm not saying or telling people, like we spoke about in the last podcast, you and I, we spoke about hypocrisy, like telling people to do things, but I'm not doing it myself, or you're not doing it.
Yeah.
So yeah, those factors are what I'm saying we need to try and do our best on. Man. I mean, I hope for the best for it. It's tough.
It's tough, man, because there's a whole lot of distractions, man. Like, it's so easy. It's so easy to procrastinate, Abdul. Like, it's so easy just to not wake up early or wake up early. Like you wake up early, but then you stay in the bed just looking through your phone for the next 30
There you go.
minutes. You know what I mean? When you could have got up, you could have prayed, you could have went and you could have did a quick workout, just to get your heart rate up. There's so many things you could have done, but instead you woke up and started looking on Instagram. You know what I mean? And I'm talking about me. I'm talking about me.
Yeah.
This is stuff
You're
that I do.
guaranteed. Yeah. I mean, we're being honest, and that's what people like to view our stuff. It's because we're honest. I mean, we know that we are learning as we teach people.
Yeah.
That's the beautiful thing about it. We aren't
Yes.
just like preaching stuff that we don't even do. Because
Yeah.
it's a society today we live in, so
Yeah.
we have to try our best. But
You have to
looking
try
at the
that.
phone, yeah, looking at the phone and in the morning we do that, you know. So we're just trying to also like teach people that there's a lot more to it though, of how you do it, how you portray yourself.
Yes, man.
Hmm.
How important do you think having a routine is, or what is your routine usually throughout the day?
Yeah. Okay, like since I was with granddad, I kind of struggled with like sleep. I think I became sleep deprived because of my type of work, you know, with him. I mean, 24 hours per day, you have to be with him. I mean, he could wake up at night. I can't say I have to sleep because he needs to be seen to, so and checked up on. So I can't just sleep and like he calls me and whatever. So I had to sacrifice sleep to do that. So over time, it became a habit, and I kind of got used to sleeping late. Just going to doing things, sitting, and training late. Like I was telling Jeff the other day that actually I used to train at night. I've never used to train in the morning. Like I would train and do my long runs at midnight and then sleep in the day. It's just because my body got used to that clock with granddad.
Mm.
So I'm trying to fight that slowly, and then build a stronger routine towards like the success of the things. But routine is you need a routine. You can't go without a routine because without it, you kind of fall along the way, or you end up doing things you don't want to do, or you end up doing things that you weren't supposed to do at all. So I feel like it bounds you to certain things. But routines can be beneficial and can be harmful sometimes. Can be harmful to your own productivity. So for me, it is important, but I like to achieve the balance in between. Like not being so strict on yourself to the extent of like burning out, you know, because I have people along that I'm talking to that they actually like overdo their studies or they overdo things and then eventually feel burnt out. So I'm not saying don't go the extra mile. I'm a big believer in that. Like I will not stop until every liter of gas is out of the tank. I will not stop. That's how I live, you know, because you have to give it your all. I mean, if you're not giving your all, what are you giving? So so I feel like that's the thing that I would love to push and work on for people to get better at.
So you're saying you're trying to not work out at night? You want to work
The
more
morning.
in the day? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. I just got used to the routine, but now this is like about a year ago, but now I'm actually recalibrating. Basically, like changing
Okay.
my sleep clock. Yeah, because I mean, I was doing that for 2 years. So if you practice something for 2 years, it kind of gets stuck into you for quite a while. I mean, you
Yeah.
know, from your experience with like with things at home and your work, I mean, you've seen how it accumulates. So
Right, man.
I believe in morning training is the best. But if you are working night shift, you can also train at night. But as long as you get it in some part of the day, it's okay.
That
But
that that
sleep is the best
that
at
yeah.
night. Mm.
Yeah, that is the main thing, though. The main thing, what you said, was just doing the exercise, getting up and doing
Yeah.
something. If that's in the morning, great. If
Yeah.
that's at night, great. But
Yeah.
as
Yeah.
long as you are doing it, as long as you're
It's
doing it,
just 100%.
and
I mean,
like you said a second ago, I agree with what you said. Having a routine is great, but it can also be detrimental because you have to test your routine and make sure it's the most efficient one that you can do. You know, like
yeah.
you have a routine and part of your routine is, okay, going back to the cell phone thing. One of your routine was waking up at 6, but staying on your phone till 6:30. You know what I mean? That's not, there's
Yeah.
something more you can do there. You know what I mean? Instead of being
You're
on your
right. Yeah.
phone.
Yeah, you are right. True. That's the same. 6:30. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it can be detrimental. Yeah. Right. It,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, it just depends on how
And
you take it upon yourself. Yeah.
to find that balance, like you said, man, and make sure that, okay, yeah, I'm following a routine, but I'm not allowing it to, it's not, I can step outside my routine and analyze it from the outside and make sure that this is the best thing that I should be doing
Yeah.
with my time. Right?
Exactly. So you step out of it for a minute and you actually watch. This is not right or this is right, and then you evaluate it. Because, but I'm a big
Yeah.
believer, we will, as we grow, as time goes on, we do change, you know. So I feel like you can't like force it into people or even ourselves. But we will realize like some people learn the hard way. Like I used to be those guys who learn the hard way, and just in general, because so yeah. Then you see, so like I mean, a person can tell you to do something and you won't do it. But if you reach failure in something, you'll be like, that's not right. Okay, I know what to fix. A, B, C, D must be corrected. I'm deficient in this and that. Let me get it together. So that's what gets you, I think, the routine eventually, because it comes out of your daily lifestyle or things that happen to you. Because I mean, you can't tell us write a routine and then give it to a guy and say, okay, please do this today and tomorrow do this. He won't do it because his body is not like conditioned for that. So it's the same thing. Yeah.
In situations like that, what do we do to help someone out like that, Abdul? What are the steps that we take to get this individual into a productive routine every day? Like, what's the first step, in your opinion, to get that going?
A great question. Yeah, great question. This is it's a life-changing question that you're giving up. It is. But you would relate to it in fitness or just in general? Like, do you want me to give a...
Like, say, okay, I'm coming to you. I'm like, Abdul, I'm overweight. I pretty much don't have a routine. I wake up in the morning. Sometimes I get up at 8. Sometimes I get up at 7. Sometimes I don't get up till like after 10 o'clock. You know, my diet is kind of all over the place. And I can't find time to exercise. So Abdul, I've been living this lifestyle for years. What advice can you give me to get on a set schedule each day to help make my life more organized and productive?
Yeah, wow, this is really diverse. I would say for the first thing that you can do is I'm not going to give you any kind of like big workout routine and say, hey man, you're going to do flipping 10 pull-ups, you're going to do 5 pull-ups, you're going to do this and that. No, I won't start there. First of all, I'll start with the attitude. Back again, what is the person's attitude like? Number one, are they negative? Are they putting towards positive? Or are they like willing to embrace change? Now, if it's the guy who's positive and embracing change, I have a great idea for them. Because the negative guys who don't eventually get through it because they tend to say, okay, you're wrong, you know, you shouldn't, you're telling me wrong advice, you know, or maybe they'll end up giving you advice if their attitude is negative. They'll tell you, you know what, you gotta train a certain way. There's your jabs need to be high enough or low enough, you know, you gotta those type of stuff. So yeah, man, that's the main thing. And then secondly, I think I will advise them to not go for like high volume, but for consistency. Because people often fall along the way when they go for like high volume the first day. Like, okay, I went hard the first day, tomorrow I'm jacked. I can't do anything. Right. That's the worst thing you can do to a person who's new. So I would say low reps are key for the beginning. So 1 rep a day for 30 days is better than 30 reps per year. You know, because that 30 reps is going to 30 reps per month. And look how many, by the end of the year, you've accumulated so much of reps, you know. So it's basically, you'll be doing much more than expected just by being consistent. So that also lets them train, but also lets their mind be stable. So they aren't experiencing any external stress or internal stress in their body. So their body is able to like multitask better because they don't have all that like headache. Okay, I got a big workout today, and I'm so new, I can't do it, and I'm fed up, you know. But now with the less and the low that you are giving to them, they are able to do much more. And then over time, they're like, oh, Jack, man, my body is getting stronger now. I can actually do more. And that's when you put them on 5 reps, 10 reps, and then more runs, more walks, whatever they have to do. But the thing is, you don't start them at a harsh pace because they're not used to it, you know. So I think we have to consider what they are going through. It might be mental stresses. It might be things at home. It might be background situations, you know. So we have to look through that before we can assess and give a final decision to a person what routine they should do. But for the person that you're telling me about, definitely to go low rep, and especially consistency and being able to push through like the limits. That would be the best thing. Yeah,
I like it, man. Starting off slow, because I have a family member I basically just described the family member just now who didn't work out for a long time, and I wasn't training them personally, but let me tell you what happened. They went to the gym, right? Like you said, and they did a really hard workout. Now, if you haven't worked out in years, if you haven't did anything in years, and you go to the gym and you just throwing up a bunch of weights, blah, 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 you're going to be wrecked the next day. You're not going to be able to do nothing.
Oh,
And
yeah.
that was the only workout they did for a while because they were so sore. You know, they were
Mm,
just so sore. You know, so it's important to start slow. You know, and
exactly. Number one.
it's important to have patience as well because you're not going to get a six pack in one day or 2 days or 3 days,
Yeah.
or 10 days. It's a process, right? The process of you doing a strict muscle up. I can't even do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm not going to be able to go outside to the park and just do that. You know, it takes steps and repetition to build up to that. So,
True.
uh, great story, Abdul. So tell me this, man. So how important is patience? How has patience hurt you and helped you over the years? And are you working on developing more patience as you grow?
Yeah, a lovely question. But yes, I think with patience, patience is the main thing. I'm a very patient guy in general. I mean, I'm the most patient guy in the family, of course, over here. So I can take, like regret. I can take lots of stuff. Like, I mean, granddad's time was a good indicator of my patience, and that tested my patience to the limit. I mean, I could have quit, like you mentioned, first 10 days, that time.
Yeah,
But I pushed through that in our last podcast, and I said, I could have just went home, but I said, no, I refuse to. But let me teach myself more patience and actually learn more. Because, I mean, with elderly, you have to be patient. You have no choice.
yeah,
You can't be forceful or like harsh or anything, because then you just go making more stresses to your body. You're affecting the other person and whatsoever. So the patient part for me, I've developed very strong patience from the beginning. I'm at the age of 13, 14, with prayer, with things, with work, with having fun, of course. Everything is patience nowadays. Even having fun, it's patience. So
right.
how I did it was I noticed that I would always tell myself patience is the most ultimate defensive mechanism that we can use as a human. Because, I mean, if you're patient, you can take a lot of stuff in life. You can take waiting in long lines. You can take waiting in for many things. I mean, even you can deal with very negative people. Someone can say something to you, and you're like, "Hey, this is cool. He ain't gonna harm me anything." But he's a dangerous guy. This is a dangerous guy because he's actually very like he has a monster inside of him, but he tames that monster. So you have tamed your monster. That's why you are so calm and patient. So same thing with me. I've kind of developed that over the years, but I still want to learn more. In which sense? I want to learn how to be patient in like reaching certain goals. Like with the muscle up, I wasn't patient to achieve the muscle up. It took time, but I forced it in the beginning. I forced it by, and what happened as a result? I got injured. I got tendonitis. I got all these problems, but I achieved the muscle up. So you get guys who are stubborn, boys and girls who are stubborn, but they can get through the thing by forcing it. So by getting injured or by losing some stuff, that's a way forward. You can make it, but I wouldn't suggest it for any person. So I want to learn how to do like breakdowns of things. So maybe to achieve a muscle up, I'll do this bar dip. I'll do this band resistant bands training. Then I'll do something else. So I want to know how to strategize better. Then I'll achieve more patience that way next time. So I hope I'm learning, more and more. Life is
Right.
full of learning. So
Oh yeah.
what can we
Yeah.
do?
You're right, man. Good, man. I like that, bro. Man, my patience sucks, Abdul. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. And
You look patient,
it's
sir. Yeah, you do. Yeah.
yeah, but my patience is, I guess, at times, bro. At times, I'm really, really patient. At times, I don't mind waiting, But
Oh,
there's some things we just want when we want it. You know what I mean? Some things we
exactly.
just want right now, and
Yeah.
that's not always the case, if ever the case, if ever the case. But unfortunately, we live in a society that supports that way of thinking, that way of having things just like that, And like you just said, when we try to force things to happen, like when you try to force yourself to do a muscle up, which is crazy. That's crazy to even do. But
Yeah.
if you try to force yourself to do a muscle up, you're going to likely get hurt. You know what I mean? And you're going to likely develop some issues, you know, short term, long term. But I guess the good thing that can come out of that is that it's going to force you to be patient, because you're not going to be able to do anything because you're hurt, you know.
Yeah.
But there's a better way, though, right? There's a better way, and instead of going through all that, you could just be patient and just go through the steps, right?
And that might take longer, might take 2 years to achieve it. But I was like, damn, I want this now. Like you said, you want it now. Des wants to be wherever he wants to be now. That's what Des wants. So we all have that problem. It's normal, human nature. But it depends. Like they can say that you like stubbornness is quite good for in some areas of life. You know, like you are stubborn enough to achieve that goal. It's good. Sometimes you don't get injured. Sometimes you just like get lucky and get through it. You know, we had those days. Just got through it. But I don't recommend it for every person, because not every person is like wired for that way. I was never wired that way. When I was a granddad, he made me build that mindset to say I got to be sadistic at some times, and not for life, but just to get through the moments, because there were some tough times, man. Like tough times where you like your mind is numb. You can't even think properly. How do you get through this? Like you just did one hard task, and you're doing it again eventually. So your mind is like, what the hell is going on? See, so that type of wiring is what I'm talking about. That some people need something to push them forward. So I recommend going slowly for every other person, because they prefer to go that way, and they will achieve it like in success without injuries, without anything, and just along the great path. And delayed gratification. That's what I'm aiming for. We have the two, you know, the instant and the delayed. So the instant gratification are the stuff you want now, like a muscle up now. We get injured if we do that. Or the delayed gratification is if we take time, but we will achieve it soon, by God's will, of course, and by patience and faith, guaranteed.
I like that you said the stubbornness trait. Sometimes being stubborn is good, because like I'm stubborn. I'm injured right now, but I know in my heart, once I get better, I'm going back to the gym, you know? That's the stubborn part in me. Now, everyone isn't built that way. Like you said, everyone doesn't have that in them. Some people get injured. Right. Some people get injured, and that's it. Like, they quit. You know, they don't come back after that. You know, if they don't have that, I don't know, maybe stubbornness isn't the right word, but I don't know.
Harsh. It was like a bit harsh direct, but stubbornness would be like the habit, like the trait. But it could be the right word for some situations. But in this one, it could be just like the character part. But the main word would be like you could say resilient. Resilient would be the main word, because you are going through things, but you refuse to quit. So resilience would be the better word, I would say.
And resilience, I guess, like stubbornness, is something that you need depending on the situation. Well, I guess you can be resilient in every situation. We probably need that all the time, you know, because life is crazy. You know what I mean? Anything can happen. So we need resilience, but we don't always need to be stubborn. I could obviously be wrong on a concept, and you could be like, Desmond, you're missing the mark on this concept that we're discussing here. It's not really like this, it's like that. I could be stubborn and be like, I don't think so, Abdul. I don't think you're right. I think I'm right about this concept. I think you're wrong about it. You know what I mean? So that will, to me, is a bad time to be stubborn. You know, but a good time to be stubborn and a good time to be resilient is getting injured and not being afraid to come back from that injury. You know what I mean? Falling short of your fitness goals for the month, but still coming back the next month to keep going. You know what I mean? And to keep persevering. So how how important is that again, Abdul, to have that resilience to push through adversity?
Wow, this is like it's crucial. I mean, like in the way you said, there's that it might not work for everybody, especially like you have that character. It will work for you, but you have the time where you might be like, okay, no, something isn't right because you tried it out. It didn't work the first time. So some people have that issue where they just quit the first time and be like, okay, it's not going to work. But you might have it deep within you that you never quit because you are. I mean, you've been through so many types of work, training. I mean, you can relate to this the better than me even, you know. So I feel like for another person and the average person, I would say is that if they fail at something for the first time, they should use it as an indicator that, okay, I am making progress because you tried and you failed, but you didn't fail to try. So
Right.
that's the concept, and that's where the resilience comes in. They're like, okay, I am doing better because you tried something that you thought you couldn't do. It's okay if you failed. I will get back better next time.
Yeah.
So that mentality is positive, and positive habits make positive success. So that's what it is.
Right.
Can you
Man.
achieve that?
Right.
Definitely.
Great stuff, bro. I don't know I know you start the fast tonight, or the fast ends tonight?
Yeah, we're on, I think the 20, someone correct me in the comments, I think we're on the 24th night, so which means it's 23rd fast today. And we should be breaking fast in like 5 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
to break fast. No, it's like we've been doing it for about 23, 4 days, I think now, and it's been epic. I mean, you can't eat anything from the morning, from like 4:30 in the morning, 5 in the morning, until like about 6.
Okay.
So nothing at all, no water and nothing like that. But besides the food, besides the prayer, the biggest thing Ramadan teaches us in general is that we and every religion are equal in the sense of being like people, right? Because it teaches us to be helpful, caring, and give to the poor and to the needy. You know, in sense of that, if I have a brother suffering out there or a sister suffering, I should also go there and help. Maybe with money, maybe with food, or even just smiling or giving something of good attitude to them. So it teaches us the aspect that we should to be humble by fasting. So when we're fasting, we are feeling with people who don't have food also. In that sense, for me, I believe in this, that there might be people who aren't eating right now. So why should I be eating if they aren't? You know, I feel bad sometimes. So Ramadan teaches us to humble ourselves much more and also be better to help the needy.
Why not fast all the time? Why just wait till Ramadan and fast? Why not fast, I don't know, and when Ramadan is over?
Oh,
why not continue
yeah.
to fast?
So I feel like physically, in terms of food, it might not be fasting throughout and after Ramadan, but the habit we develop in Ramadan makes us helps us maintain that sense of humility, like, you know, being humane throughout. So we learn it in Ramadan and we maintain it. But if we it's not just about the food part. It's about me being humble after Ramadan to still give to the poor and even be much more better. So right now it might be a struggle. I'm not eating, I'm not doing anything, but I'm feeling with our brothers and sisters around the world who are going through things. So with that said, it can be also maintained throughout Ramadan and after. So yeah, I know it might be sounding like, why only this month? But it's by religion it is this month. But by after the month ends, we have gained that strength we need. We have gained that humility and all that, and we're ready to continue and even be better humans. And not just as Muslims, as everyone in the world. We're all the same, you know. There's no difference between you and me, or friends, or girls out there, or boys out there. We're all the same. I mean, you know, there's no difference. I mean, I'm all equal, no matter money or anything. And health is the main thing today also.
Cool, man. Cool stuff. I really can't wait to come out to South Africa, bro, and just kick it with you, man, and just see your family, your people, where you live.
Yeah.
Definitely. I think it's so awesome to have conversations like this. Different. Me and you grew up in different times, different places, different religions, but yet we're right here talking to each other, man, like, you know, just like people. You know what I mean? Just like regular people. And it's it's a beautiful thing to witness, you know. And the internet is crazy. There's so much crap on the internet, but stuff like this is what makes it beautiful. To be able just to dialogue like this.
You're welcome anytime home. This is your home. I always say my home is your home. So for people that are close to me and who are real, you know, I love authentic people. So for me, authenticity is what drives me forward. So I feel like no matter how much fun I do, whatever you see in the outside, you know, even if it's with boys, girls, or having fun, I'm not like that in my heart. I'm real in my heart, but just I'm a reflection of who they are. So whoever sees negative in me, for example, that's who they are. If you see a positive light in me, that's who you are. So I'm like a mirror, basically, what I do. And not to brag or anything, like some people do. I'm just saying that's how it is, because I've been through something that it humbled me to the extent of saying, you know, if I died right now, I would die a happy man. I'm just content. And I don't know, just helping someone's life, changing Granddad's life, passing away in my hands. I feel like I'm done, man. I gave my all. I can leave this world just happy, you know. So
a lot of people,
that's why I believe.
Can't say that, man. A lot of people can't say that. A lot of people will be like, if I die now, they wouldn't know what to do. You know what I mean? But for someone as young as you to say, if I would go now, you know, I'd be happy. That's a big accomplishment, man.
Yeah.
A lot of people can't say that.
I mean, it's true, brother. Not everyone's been to the extent of changing someone's life or seeing death in their hands, you know. So I've seen that. And I'm like, man, I could have quit. So if I quit before, I wouldn't have been where I am now. So I feel like I'm just trying my best to learn more things, be a better person, and also keep the page running so we can inspire people around the world and also do our best, you know, by being real and who we are, like you are, Des, you know. So I appreciate you also just being always there for me and for each other. And if you come to South Africa one day, we're gonna have an epic time here, because there's a lot of great people, great things to do, and as well as in Jerusalem when you come there. And in US, everywhere, all world is like my family. So I'm like, I want to come in. Yeah, you know, I'm like, we're all the same, and I just see happiness in the darkness. So
yeah, man.
If there's something I rectify. So coming to you in the US, Miami, Colorado, wherever we're gonna pick it.
It would definitely be Miami, bro. I don't want you to come to Colorado before Miami. Hey, Colorado is beautiful. Don't get me wrong. It's a beautiful place. But I've never been to Miami. So we got to go to Miami first. Then
really good. One day,
Colorado.
I hope to make it to Colorado one day. I hope to make it one. Even Jeff told me the other day, he's in Arizona. So Jeff said that it's kind of not too far from you. Is it? Is it far from you?
No, he's not too far from me. He's not too far. He's in, I think he said he's in Phoenix, which is like a 2-hour flight from where I'm at. So it's not too far.
Okay.
Pretty.
Okay, that's cool.
Close. I mean, that's far, but not that far. You know what I mean? So
yeah. Like, it's still it's long distance. I mean, he said we would actually go on a trip. He go from there to pick up you, and we go together.
I heard that. I did catch that. Hey, where's your friend? Where's Sipe? Where's Sipe at?
He joined the live. I think he mentioned he went to get some food or something. I don't know. Lately he's been busy with some schedules, but he got online. I told him to join. I think maybe he got caught up at home.
Okay.
But if I can't make it now, I'll try getting on the next live to be with me, and then we do something epic. It's just that with this Ramadan time, it's kind of hard to squeeze some things in, you know, in the day before fasting. But after Ramadan will be even more easier to get like some more lives in and stuff. Podcast.
Yeah, I get it, though. I get it, man. I want to have a podcast with you, man, just talking about Islam. Would that be cool?
Yeah, sure. Like, I'm all right. You know, I know some, and I'm okay. I'm not like someone who's so like I know about it to the extent of being a good human, learning about Islamic stuff. But the historical part, I'm not that best in it. But you know what I'm saying. But
do you speak Arabic?
Yeah.
Do you speak Arabic? Okay. So you speak Arabic. That's
my parents.
That's good.
They language. That's their language and mine also. But I was born in South Africa. I grew up speaking more English, getting used to it. But it's still the mother tongue that I spoke in Jerusalem as well. Israel, that side. So the language.
Cool,
Jerusalem's
Arabic. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. So you read the whole Quran in Arabic?
Yeah.
Like you don't read it in English?
No, I have one in English, and I can read in Arabic as well. But the English one is just to understand more. Like if there's some things that I might not understand, but Dad might understand. So he might explain to me those things because I'm not so like clear on those topics, maybe, or even the parts in the Quran. The Quran is just talking about like, who we are in life and what our prophets did and what they, accomplished and how we should be acting as humans. So it's a reflection of who we should be and what mistakes we make. It reflects all the mistakes we've made before and we are going to make. So it's like a highlight of things.
Nice. Cool,
Yeah.
man. Cool.
It will be.
I would like to. I know a little bit about Islam. I'm not like crazy, know too much about it, but I went through, I would say, like a year, man, of really just studying Islam. You know what I mean? The whole nine.
Yeah.
And I had plenty of dialogues with Muslims like yourself, really nice people. And it's just great to study other religions, just to get that perspective, but it's also good to have that knowledge so you can dialogue. When you meet people who are Buddhists, who are Muslim, who are Christians or whatever, to know something about what they believe in, so you can have like a real intelligent conversation. You know what I mean? So yeah, man. You ever picked up the Bible and read the Bible?
No, I do hear that there are some not here like these what they call them again, the verses. I see a lot of verses that people put out nowadays. So that just gets me the idea that it's all the same basically at the end of the day. It's all about worshiping God and going forward in life. And also the main thing that Islam teaches and every religion teaches is to be a proper human being. And by being that, I mean humane, offering good qualities, being nice to the next person, sharing positive energy to other people, and also being yourself. So that's what proper religion is. It's just being yourself. Before I go deep into prayer and all that stuff, I must be a good human being. If I'm not a good human being, I shouldn't even enter to pray because I'm lying to myself. So I'm a big believer in just being who you are first, as in Islam or in religion, and then getting better. That's what it teaches us at the end of the day. And I'm grateful for that.
Right, man. That's awesome stuff. I did want to ask you this though, man, because the Prophet Muhammad, he kissed the black stone. Are you going to kiss the black stone?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, if I go to in Mecca, yeah, that should be there because that's where it's a special. Everyone does it over there. I haven't been there as yet. Hopefully, God take me there one day, and I'll make sure to visit also. But yeah, it's a special thing because there's so much more to it also. But I don't know the deep history myself, but I know that there's a lot to it because he's blessed and he is the blessing of the world. So and prophet, so to be there and experience that where he was is special. Just like in Jerusalem, we also have special places where he's been, where he went to the 7 heavens from and all that. There's a lot of beautiful places there.
Yeah, he took a magic carpet to Jerusalem, right? That story. He rode on
the one of the horse. The horse.
He rode on a flying horse.
Heavens. Yeah, he went to the heavens.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like in all those parts, like I know the baseline, but the deep thoughts I'm not so like I haven't went over it. It's just like I just keep practicing the good stuff about it, like the being a good human, doing the right things, and I'm fine. I don't. And later on, I will learn more and teach people.
Man. Right, man. Good, man. I dialogued with a lot of Muslims, a lot of even Christians, bro, and people from everywhere. But you have a good heart, man. You have a really, really good heart. You are sincere. You really want to help people be the best version of themselves, man.
Yeah.
And I can see that in you, and I appreciate you for being that way, man. Because there are a lot of people who aren't that way. There are people who just don't care, you know. But you care. You care. You actually care.
Go the extra mile.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for that, brother. Thanks so much, brother. That's very special to hear from you, man. I know you feel that way from the beginning. Since the day we met, I was like, you could feel that in ourselves, and I had it from the time I was small. I just nurtured it, So it's rare to find. It's rare to find today someone who's like that. But some people take it for weakness,
Yeah.
For weakness, they use that. But it's not. Once they know who you are and what you can do, then it's like, oh, hey, I ain't going there.
But you're right, man. You're right. They take it for weakness.
Yeah.
The way you are, the way I am, the way, we communicate with people. People look at that as being weak, and they wanna try you and fight you and poke you, to
Well,
see,
yeah.
what they can do. You know what I mean? And it sucks. But like you said, once they find out who you really are, then that's when they're going to, respect you.
Yeah. Yeah, like
And
Instagram, the page, and all that stuff. They know that you have the page of yours, I have mine, and all that. And they know that, okay, oh, you are serious in what you do. Because it's actually not weakness, but it's like character and being a gentleman. Like I'm saying, even some girls that ask me, they think you might be, some girls don't like good boys. But I can also be a bad boy. So I'm all in one, all inclusive. So whatever you want, I'm there. So don't take it for granted. You know what I'm saying?
Bro,
Yeah, man.
I like to say that I'm a bad guy, man. I'm a bad guy who's trying to be good. You know what I mean? I think inherently, bro, humans are bad, but there are some who are strong. The good people are strong, and the good people are able to suppress the evil that is in them to be good.
Yeah.
Because Abdul, it's easy to be evil, right?
It is.
It's
Yeah,
easy to be rude. It's easy to lie. It's hard to tell the truth. It's hard to say good things and be good, So I like to say that I'm bad, actually. Naturally, I'm bad. But I fight off the bad in me so people can see the good and try to do good,
Exactly.
Like I said, man, it's easy to be evil. It's easy to do wrong to others. You're hungry. You're fasting right now. It's easy for you to just go get some bread to eat. You know what I mean? That's not hard to do. There's food around you. You could go get food, but you're choosing not to. You're suppressing the natural urge to eat in order to fulfill something else.
I mean,
you know what I mean? No, eat something else. That's the whole point of fasting. But people can't do that. People can't do that. And you fast for 16 hours, and people can't do that. There are people who can't fast for 2 hours, bro. They always gotta have something to eat. They always gotta be consuming something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's good. I find it good that Islam teaches that it sets apart a day or a period of time where everyone needs to fast or should fast and experience that. Because even me being a Christian, we're called to fast too. Now, we don't have a specific time to do it, but there are Christians who don't fast at all, and they eat and do whatever, all the time. They never felt hunger. They don't know what that is like, to feel hungry. And
with other people. Homeless, needy. Like, how do you feel with them at the same time help them? Like, for me, how can I use my wealth to help them out, So that's what I'm about also. Like you said, you have to find a way to not just like cheat on yourself, but because knowing that God is watching, but also have that self-contentment and also faith in your heart to say, okay, I won't cheat because I know I'm cheating myself, and like those type of things. Because that's big. It's hard to get that. Not anyone, like you said, not everybody has that in them. Yeah. So it's just, everybody. It's big. I mean, to say that God is watching, I ain't going to eat. So to eat because you know that God is watching you. Or even if it comes to like doing a basic activity, running or walk, I'll do 1 lap of this. So okay, no one's watching me today. I'll just do half a lap. So it's easy to slack. So those are the comparisons that we have.
When no one's watching you, you run the whole lap still.
That's where who's, and that's from people who've been through stuff before. Those are the guys that actually, and girls who have pushed through things and made it in life. Like David Goggins, for example, he inspires us a lot, and he even reached out to me. I told you last time, and he definitely was the one who showed me the way of saying that he's been through so much, and that's why he's so humble. So that's why.
Did you read his book? Can't Hurt Me?
The Audible, Can't hurt me.
Can't.
Audible. I heard
I mean,
Audible.
okay.
Yeah, yeah. The song. Yeah,
He,
it was epic. Just that the
he,
book is out. The second one. Epic.
oh, he has
Chica.
another one.
I think there's
He
one.
has another one.
Yeah, I think there's another one
Okay.
that he just put up. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That man been through a whole lot, man.
Mhm.
Like a whole lot. Because I read his book before I even knew who he was. I read his book. I was just like, man, that's crazy. But all what he went through, bro, he's still successful. He's still inspirational. He's still doing whatever, man. So he's a great example
I mean,
for us.
yeah, example for us to look at, because he reached out to me. He even told me to stay hard. That time he told me to stay hard. So like, yeah, once he said that, I knew that he was, talking about the right thing. Like, you're doing the right part. If he reached out to you and said that, you must know that, okay, you're going somewhere. I mean, you can't be going wrong, because he wouldn't reach out to me that I was doing the wrong thing. So I'm like, okay, thank God for that kind of engagement. I mean, it's rare to find. I mean, you don't see it every day. Someone as big as him to go to you. So I thank God for that.
Yeah, that's really cool, man. I hope he reaches out to me too one day.
He will to us. We have to meet him one day. We have to get to meet him. Huh? He can inspire us more.
Right, man. Right.
Yeah.
Hey, Abdul, God bless you, man. I know you got things to do. I enjoyed this conversation, man. I thought it was really, really great. I didn't have anything planned to talk about. We just started talking,
Yeah, well, we did so epic. We actually did so even like more. Like the last time we enjoyed. This time we even made it like unprepared, but amazing. See, look at the willpower. So thank God for that, and looking forward to our next one. And right now, I just want to be excused just to go breakfast.
It's no problem, man. Are you still there? Okay. Looks like we are over for today. But thank you all for watching. If you're not following me, follow me at There's the King. Follow my man Abdul. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. But God bless you all. You all have a good day, good night. And Abdul, you back?
Yeah, I just want to say, I'll be going through to breakfast at the moment. Please, I'll have to stay the whole evening to do the podcast. I mean, you know me. I would stay even longer. Just at the time of the sunset, I have to go and do it right now. So
it's okay, man.
Yeah. No.
God bless you, bro. God bless you. We'll talk soon, okay? Follow my man Abdul. Follow me at There's the King. Bro, you have a good night over there. All right? Man. We'll talk soon. Peace.
Please stay tuned for our next podcast, guys. Stay tuned.
Yes, sir. Bye-bye.